This is Speaks to Life. Today we're going to talk about being consistent, being real, but you don't have to be perfect to fulfill your dream. Keep going. Hey y'all, this is Speaks Life. So I want to take a little bit of time today because I've been going through it, and I'm not saying I'm having a rough time or whatnot, but if I'm going to be honest with myself, one of the problems I have had is consistency. And like, for whatever, whether it be life or some type of obstacle coming my way, or maybe I get too complacent with who I become, and at that point I kind of back off or whatnot. So let's just have a discussion about inconsistency, where it comes from, and what you can do to kind of combat that. And because that's a battle that I'm actually overcoming now. We're having to fall all the way down on your back in order to get back up. I'll be honest with you guys and be honest with my viewers. I was an all or nothing thinker. I'm overcoming an inconsistency problem. See, I thought my inconsistency was boredom, which was part of it, or just sometimes I will forget or whatnot. But really the issue is I will let obstacles get in my way, and I will be too complacent at where I was at. And I thought I was strong enough to be able to put that on pause, and I'll just make up for it in the past. Now I realize now I'm not strong enough for that. And before I realized I wasn't strong enough for it, it was always like, well, it's such a breeze. I can always quit this, so I can just go ahead and do this. And I make up for it later in the back end, or I get things done in a rapid speed. So I'm like, well, I just double it up or whatever. I can take it because I'm strong. Well, I had to realize I wasn't strong enough, because if I was strong enough, I wouldn't be so inconsistent. Well, that was a hard blow to me, and that's okay. That's okay. This is what life about. We learning, right? So with this hard blow to the chest, I looked at it as, let me chew out the meat and spit out the bone. So today, I was on my way to Groove, and I was listening about anger management and about interpersonal relationship skills. And it brought up consistency. And me, I'm like, well, yeah, I'm not really consistent. I just want to say this. If you fall, it's okay. Okay? You're never going to get where you're going to get without bumps and bruises along the way. That's life. You are not who you are until you go through experiences. Keep going through experiences. Not to wish anyone to have any type of bad experiences, no, but your experiences make you who you are. You have options on whether or not you want to make that a learnable experience, or you want to complain and regret the whole thing and never learn the lesson. And honestly, if you don't learn a lesson, you'll just keep repeating the cycle. So whenever I go through some certain things, I want to say, well, what is this teaching me? Or how does this relate to where I'm trying to go in life? And I've never been disappointed in none of the results about where I go. I may have not understood at that time the purpose of certain situations happening, and still to this day, I'm not gonna lie to you, I question why did that had to happen to me. I get, because then you can be relatable to people. I had this idea that life was either, again, black or white. Either you were succeeding or you was failing. There was no in-betweens. There were no bumpy roads. If you were not on top, you was on the bottom. So a lot of social media, it shows our glamorous side. Or, sometimes some of us choose to show our darker sides to the social media, and I don't judge. We need it all. But what they don't show you behind the cameras is how many times they failed, how many times they took that dip. You know what I mean? You're not a straight line. You're not going to have a straight line to success. It may have been a straight line in that last attempt, but how many times before that has things been done? When you see even people that's doing videos or whatnot, you see on YouTube, you see big namers, on TV or whatnot, you would think, okay, they came in, shot a set, and they left. No, you know how many times they had to keep repeating what they said, cycles? And I'm telling you, now that I'm doing videos, I understand this. And I was kind of frustrated at first with myself because I'm like, why do I keep messing up with things? Why do I keep doing this? Why am I really cut out for this? But like I said, I really want you guys to know that nobody's perfect. We're not highlighting our downfalls. We're not highlighting every time we call it attitude. Just the other day, first of all, y'all, I had my twisters laid. Okay, when I say laid, I mean laid. My homegirl hooked me up. She's a natural hairstylist or whatnot, and she tightened me up, and she had me in a cute little mohawk, and everything, and got my little makeup done. I just thought I was cute. Maybe I'll post a picture. See, look at this. That girl bad. Look like she don't have a care in the world. She just got twisted up and locked up, right? But look at this next picture. The next picture also shows sass and frass. After she done got dead up, she looking all nice and cute. But they didn't see this. I had to put my charcoal mask on to make sure my skin stayed down and smooth and everything. Then I put makeup on top of that. Not to mention that I'm in between housing. So I'm looking at the housing list. Just because we don't show our failures or our perceived failures don't mean we're not going through anything. I thought I was done. And I really had a message that I wanted to give out, or I just want to speak from my heart, because that's just the type of person that I am. I love spreading positivity. I love spreading outlets and just letting people know that they're not stuck. Even if I don't have the answer, at least go, hope this sparks something to go find it, go find the answer. And then again, that's where we go. When we find something doesn't work, don't get discouraged. Try something else. You can't keep trying what you was trying before, because look at the results you had. Don't be afraid to fail, because you don't really see people fail in life. You see their successes. And please forgive me, because I'm speaking as if I'm speaking to you, and I'm really speaking with us. I want us to understand. I just get passionate when it comes to people making it out. That's how I started manifesting things, and I started making it out and started changing my mentality, because first I'm saying, okay, if Sally can do it, Sue can do it, he can do it, they can do it, they had a worse background than me, whatever, and then why can't I make it? Why? What's the difference between them and me? And I had to check myself. What's the difference between them and you? And you know what? Finding out, like that the audiobook I was listening to by David Clark, it's just consistency. You're gonna fall. You're gonna feel like not getting back up. You're not gonna feel like, even though your most passionate things, you're not gonna want to feel like doing. When you're in depression, you're not gonna want to get up. When you're in depression, I just had to say that again, because a lot of us don't really know how bad depression can keep you stuck, no matter how much you want to get out. And honestly, that's why you have to put the tools in your toolbox in order to be able to get yourself back out of it, or stop it in its tracks before it comes, which is my next point, okay? So you're going to fall. You're going to fall. You're not going to be consistent. A success is not a straight line, okay? So you're going to fall. Okay, what happens when you fall? Well, now when I failed the first time, this was the obstacle. So let me go ahead, while I'm standing back up, let me go ahead and find out what I can do to put this in place to kind of block this obstacle right now. Let me go ahead and smooth this over, so the next time it comes, I'll be able to handle it. And basically what I'm seeing in my life right now, the message that the world is giving me is, do not stop. Keep going. Nobody's perfect. They don't post their flaws. You know what I mean? They don't post their downfalls, because, to be honest with you, some people in this world, they're kind of mean-spirited, whether, their reason for being mean-spirited is legit or not. They don't always have the best interest in your heart, in the hand, in the heart. We see all over social media, but you cannot let that stop you from living your dream. You can't let that stop you from doing anything that you feel like you was called to do, because nobody was perfect. Nobody was perfect. as bad as Beyonce is, and as long as she been dancing, as long as she been competing, she still has to work out work 8 hours a day for shows or something whatnot. You know, Oprah still practices. I'm sure you still have to keep perfecting your craft. And you gotta make mistakes. I make mistakes. Look at my last videos. Look at this video. But then look at my videos going forward. And that's what building self-mastery is. Starting something that's a little challenge and continue to perfect your craft. Continue to perfect your craft until it snowballs and continues to get giant. You know, you're not gonna be perfect at the first time you do anything. You're not gonna be perfect at as passionate as you can be. As much as you know, things still happen, but you have to push through it. If it was easy, everybody would do it. You know, I mean, look back at Jordan. You know, I'm not real big into sports. I just know a lot of things. I did a lot of background checking on people when was trying to figure out what's the difference between them and me, and kind of funny to find out we have similar backgrounds. You know, check the people in that you maybe admire and see their background. You might not find it so hard so much different from yours. They made it out, you can make it out. They was rejected and they kept on going. You can be rejected and keep on going. You know, these big name, big things, everything you see big, it started little. And people rejected them. People talk, people did whatever. Look at Walt Disney. People will do, you know, because they don't see your vision, and it's okay. Don't get angry with them. Well, I'm asking that you don't get angry with them, because don't get angry with them. Just understand from a place that they're coming from. Some of your family members may feel like, you know, they may want the best for you, and they maybe feel like the best for you may not be the road that you're climbing down. But long as you're passionate, you're genuine, and you love it, and you're gonna that's something that you can see yourself continue to perfect. Don't stop. Don't worry about your little mistakes. Let them be means. Let them blow you up. Let you know what I mean. Let start where you are at and keep going. And if you fall in that dip, understand that was already foreseen. You know that you're not perfect. You know that you're gonna fall in the dip. But instead of saying, if I'm gonna fall anyway, then why not get up? It's because the next time you will know where that hole is. Pay attention to the next time. So now you can do something to prevent that. You'll find some way to jump over that hurdle or fill that hole or whatever type of metaphor I use. I know I kind of bounce off the walls, but you guys get it. Like, don't let nobody stop you from being who you are. And 9 times out of 10, the people that's gonna feel you ain't gonna be the people right next to you. I'm sorry to say. That's why you have to learn, or we have to perfect self-validation. We can't really go on what the outside world says, because I don't know, like, I'm not well, I was gonna say I don't know who I'm talking to, but I ain't trying to come into a preacher stance like that. I just know, like, just this speaks life. This is my passion, you know, and I'm gonna continue to perfect it, because I know how it felt for me to want to get out. You know what I mean? So I know how it felt for me to feel like everything else was superior than me. I know how it felt. You know, I know how my mental filter, my mind just confirmed everything that I was thinking. But when I realized I can change my thinking, I can change my life. You know, I'm letting you guys know that you're not stuck. I have plenty of friends who've gone through worse, and I have other friends who say they don't even know how I made it. I realized had a therapist to tell me she don't even know how I'm still sane. When I tell people this, they tell me that wasn't a good therapist. You shouldn't have said that. But I kind of understand what she was saying. She was basically saying where I went through would have trampled somebody else. They wouldn't have been able to get back up. And I don't take any credit for it. Honestly, I blame my daughter. I blame the fact that I had to fight all my life. I blame the fact that I don't really know what it is to not get back up. Now, I want to talk to the people for a minute that have attempted to commit suicide. And this is dear to my heart. This is coming straight from the heart. I'm getting goosebumps. But this is from my heart. This is coming straight from my heart. I have tried to attempt suicide multiple times in my life. And all because I felt like life was not worth living. I was not going to get any further than I was. And at the place that I was in, I didn't feel like that was fair for me to be living that type of life. Okay? So I'm telling you this because I rose from that. I had to go to therapy, yes. Well, I didn't have to. Therapy was my choice. Everybody has a choice. But yes, I chose to go to therapy. I chose to fix. I chose to start mending those holes in my heart, or those holes that I didn't even know did not, or those holes that I didn't even know were existent. I just knew something wasn't right. And so this to anybody that, if you're not feeling like something is right, seek help from anybody. Anybody can make it up. I didn't mean to really go left with that. It's just my right. Yeah. I didn't really mean to go left with that because we're really talking about consistency. But to be honest with you, sometimes depression will kill all consistency. Sometimes you can just be doing your thing, and you like happy for yourself. I done did this, I done did this, I done did this, but boom, depression sits in. Something happens, some life change happens, and then you plummet. I say if you got to fall, get back up. Just get up. If you don't have to fall all the way, use those stumbles, fall, catch yourself, whatever. And that's what I really want you guys to do, is to start putting in, when looking, or we will look at ourselves, because I can't do your work for you. I can just really just tell you what was told to me and what I have used and what has worked for me. And when I started to look at myself, look at my habits, look at my thinking pattern, looking at my actions all together, I started seeing where my inconsistency lies, and find out I was consistent at being inconsistent. That's when I found out it's about me until someone else decides they want to come along, and then I have to pause myself because I'm thinking I'm superhero enough to jump ahead once I get them started. My inconsistency was that depression sinking in and telling me one day I'm good and I'm like I can take over the world. Then the next day my depression, my negative self-talk, or just sinking in, or the outside forces telling me, you're not really that good, or you make a million mistakes, or whatever that had me being still, whatever stopped me in my tracks. Or it could have been my own laziness kick in. Well, I don't want to do it today. I'll do it another day. I'll just make 2 videos the next day. I'm talking about myself, okay? All I'm saying is, when I was listening to this audio book this morning, and he was talking about start small. Start small. He was saying he could not, this was David Clarke's Emotional Intelligence. He was saying that he could not stress that enough to start small when it's really the habit that you're forming versus the length of time or how hard you go in with something, okay? Just keep digging, keep at it. Ain't nobody telling you to exhaust all your force at one time. Just keep digging and keep going at it, okay? So then, confirmation from that, The Power of Habit by by Charles Duhigg. I should put some of those links up here. I did those videos, and Power of Habit was basically saying the same thing. You're going to fall. It told you about the cue to routine and reward, yes, but in that message it said you're going to fall. You're figuring yourself out. You're figuring out what works and what doesn't. So instead of looking at a failure and saying, if you're like me and you're an all or nothing thinker and saying, well, just forget it all because I tried this and I tried that. Keep going, keep digging. One day you're going to strike gold. You're going to keep perfecting yourself. My videos do not look the same as when I started. And I just started, I take this back. I've had this YouTube channel for a couple of years now. I have uploaded videos and I have taken them down. I have uploaded videos, I have taken them down. I have spent hours editing and didn't like it. Something was flawed, okay? But until I come to realize that not only is it genuine for people to see my flaws, so when I'm talking to my people or when I'm talking to the community and I'm saying, hey, Do it scared. Do it anyway. Do it flaws and alls. Forget what anybody says. I can't necessarily do that if I'm not practicing what I preach. I can say it all day, but just like children, it's not gonna, nobody's gonna really listen to me until they see it. You know? So I'm gonna share something with y'all. My mom died about a week and a half ago. Today is October the 16th. She died September the 5th. Okay. Most of my prior videos were during the time that she was dying. She had a quick, rapid death, but for almost a week, I had to hold on to those strong energies. Okay. So when I was making those videos, maybe I put one up here or not, about balancing the wise mind, I was in action when I was really talking about that. When I was talking about letting go of the energies and meditating and clearing your mind and letting things run through your mind like a Teflon mind, I really had to practice that in the moment. I was really being attacked by, it doesn't matter about who I was being attacked about because that's neither here or there, but I was literally being attacked during this same time my mom was dying. And while I was in the ICU with her, holding her hand, trying to get her to come through, because in my heart, my heart, I just knew she was coming back out, right? I just knew we was coming back out the hospital. I just knew she was gonna make it. I had kind of had some type of premonition, some type of dream before, but I interpreted wrong with her, and I thought she was gonna come out alive. Now, but I'm telling y'all this to say is, and then I'm gonna end this video. While she was in ICU and before the intubator, right after they intubated, she pretty much plummeted and died. But before they intubated her, when I thought she was gonna make it, they took her from the cancer unit to the ICU. When they took her to the cancer unit to the ICU, at that time things were getting scary. Okay, but in my mind, I had a dream. My mom's gonna make it out alive. Okay, so I had to balance that logical and emotional mind. I had to balance the thing with my wise mind, think and make the rational decisions. And be honest with you, as much hell as I went through while my mama was dying, while I was holding her hand, and even shortly after, I'm so grateful from therapy, because I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but all I'm trying to do is say that change came for the love of my mom and therapy. They actually, take that back. That came from the love of me loving myself. Okay, because I couldn't really outpour what I did to her and care for her if I didn't love myself. Okay. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is, things are going to come, obstacles are going to come. While my mom was dying, I still had a purpose. I didn't know she was dying, and I still don't regret still tapping into that energy and looking to therapy, making those videos, is because without it, I don't think I could have handled the situation like I was supposed to. Like sometimes we question why things come into our life, but it's funny how therapy came, and that I was already in therapy when my grandma died. Then after my grandma died, about 3.5 weeks, my mom died right after. So when I tell y'all, I really be trying to be real with y'all, because I know it's so many of us out there hurting and don't nobody want to talk about it. You know what I mean? Like that. So no, you can change your life for real. You can come out of depression, you can come out of anxiety, you can stop a lot of things in its track. I mean, we just got to get out of the habits of how we've been doing things and understand it's okay to fail, but don't look at it as like a failure. It's just a bump in the road. It's a bump in the road. You're not going to go straight up. Yeah, we want to change who we are immediately. We want to change who we are. I know I did. I didn't want to be the person I had to be growing up. I was tired of it. When my mama came, when we was in the hospital, a subject came into my head about not living a dead life and then dying. I sat there and saw her struggle in the hospital, struggling for her breath. She could not breathe. That's really how she ended up passing. She went in for cancer, but she struggled to breathe. Like, she could not breathe. She ended up dying from respiratory failure. But I'm seeing her struggling and struggling and struggling. Again, I'm being strong, and I'm thinking she coming out alive because of my dream. But y'all don't know how much that hit me. Stop. Y'all, don't live a dead life and then die. Because after all that, she died. Looking back on her history, she didn't have too good of a life. She didn't have nothing to really complain about because other people had worse lives. But my mama disclosed to me about how much hell she was going through a couple of weeks before she died. And I would be woman enough to know, to say, I gave her some of that hell. I gave her some of that hell. Sorry, y'all. I gotta cut my lights on because it's dark out here. But I'm warm enough to say I gave her some of that hell. And there was just cycles that were repeating. I didn't want to be who I was. I didn't want people to be who they were to me. I actually, I knew inside I was a different person. And because of the culture, because, things going on, I could not show that side. I wasn't taught how to actually be the person who I knew I was internally. My intuition, I couldn't really listen to her because I had to override it with so much other things. Now I've gone to therapy and I'm realizing, so that time I failed, that was a failure. That was a bump in the road. So look at like my life and where I've been and where I'm now. I'm not nowhere. I'm skipping where I've been and where I'm now. I'm not here. My shirt says real but perfect. I'm not here. But I understand that I went here, down here. Yeah, you keep going. Knock me down 1,000 times, I'm going to get back up 1,001. And that's why I want y'all to know that people they're not posting their failures. Only way you really gonna find that is if you research people. And I promise you that you'll feel better once you do, because you'll realize how many times they failed before they got where they was at. People not posting that. People not showing that. You know what I mean? But be real with yourself. Take something that you love, perfect it, forget what anybody got to say. If it's coming from your heart and it's genuine, you're going to overcome that anyway. Self-validate yourself so you don't have to worry about what they're saying. But, like me, like I said, I found out that I was consistent at being inconsistent. And I started finding out what those holes were. Oh, well, this is what trumps me up. Oh, well, you know what? Last time because this happened, that's why I said that. Not giving that an excuse, but then it gave me preparation to cope ahead to know, okay, this is what happened last time. Well, I'm not going to hope this happened. I'm going to forget about it, but I'm just go ahead and put this in place. So if it comes around, it's already settled. You don't have nothing to worry about. And then, you know what? If you fall again, guess what? You got to a new level. That's why you failed, because you didn't know about that level before. Because, you're learning from your mistakes. So it's okay. I promise you it's okay. Keep going. I don't care what you got. I don't care what anybody got to say. Only people really, the power of head by Charles Duhigg and emotional intelligence and group therapy is telling me things happen or things change because people were resilient. People kept going. No matter what adversity they face. Look in the world today and think about the things that you thought would never ever fly. If maybe if you are from a millennium on back, maybe think about things that you would never ever think would fly. Guess what? It's hot now. And now people are wondering where they should be hush about it. But you know what? Those people stuck at it until they got where they wanted to be. So, I mean, you're no matter, just keep going, y'all. That's all I'm going to say. Keep going. You're going to find bumps in the road. That's just life. You won't grow if you don't find no bump. Everything that's happened to you is not actually happening against you or to you. It's actually happening for you to get to the new level, get to where you want to be. If you have criticism, that's okay. That's okay. You chew up the meat, spit out the bone. If anybody don't know what that means, basically is you take in the good and you discard the rest. You know what I mean? And just continue your craft. Keep those people, just like setting your boundaries up. When you first set your boundaries up, if you're so used to people breaking them, people are going to break them again. And you can't get mad at yourself, and you can't get mad at them, or excuse me, people will try to break them. And you can't get mad at them for trying, because there was a wall or a boundary that you did not have up in the beginning. But give people time to realize you are who you say you are. If you're a musician, you mess up on the play or whatever, keep going. They can't do nothing but recognize you, because somebody will. Somebody's going to recognize you because you recognize yourself to understand, hey, this is just a bump in the road. You ain't never going to get it right. This is just a bump in the road. You know what I mean? One day you'll get it right. And then you got to keep going again, because life is ever evolving. We're forever growing. So if you ever feel like you have to be perfect to make it, perfect to start, you will never start, because nobody's perfect. And like I said, at the end of the day, I don't really like to give any haters or anybody that does not like me or whatever, or does not agree with what I feel like I was called to do or what I like to do. That's their problem, not mine. That's their problem, it's not yours. You know what you came in the world to do. I don't know. And if I don't agree with them, who am I? I'm human just like you. I'm another person just like you. And opinions are like buttholes. We all got one. So with that being said, if you fall into your bump, keep going. So what? Oh, they see me. Okay. Keep going. Because you know what's gonna be crazy in the end. I'm about to end this video. What's gonna be crazy is because when they see where you came from and they laughed at you, then they end up seeing where you going. That's gonna kill them even worse. But what you gonna think that how they gonna feel if you give up, if you feed off energy of people being hater? Alright, this is Speaks Life. At the end of the day, I'm saying again, you are never stuck. Please like, comment, or share. I just want you guys to know, like, this is real. Keep going, knowing your bumps in the your bumps in the road. If you come across them, feel those bumps, put something in place. You know what I'm saying? So it won't be such an obstacle the next time, because you got to keep going. You got to keep growing. Keep going up. As long as that chart's going up, you fine, baby. I don't care if you dip down a little bit and you go back up. The whole point is you going. The next thing you know, the line's gonna start smoothing out a little bit more. It's gonna start smoothing more, but it's gonna be bumpy, and it's okay. And if people not by you, whoever you have in your circle. Now, which I said I was going to end it, I lied. If you have people in your circle, okay, that does not see your dream, it's okay. Your dream is for you. However, if you have people in your life that seems like they're poking holes in your dream or throwing holes in the bottom of your boat trying to make you sink, low key, do yourself a favor. No matter who they are, your mama, cousin, uncle, sister, brother, best friend for 30 years, whatever. Do yourself a favor. Get out that situation. I never suggest anything that I haven't tried or done. And I'm going to leave it at that. This is Speaks Life. Y'all have a great night. Peace. Thank you for sticking with me to the end. I know it was a little lengthy, but it was so genuine. But check it. If you can press that like button, comment, and subscribe. You hit the notification bell just to let me know that you appreciate this content, and I will continue.